Happy Saturday, everyone. This is Miss Gail over here at Georgia Peachnut. We're going to jump right on into it. Today I am doing some outdoor fall/winter seed sowing. So you can use this method now. You can make any adjustments you need according to the weather in your state. Right now we're having some nice weather, about maybe late 50s at night, maybe 40s in the afternoon. Mornings it's in the 60s, or today 70. And so this is a great method, one great method. There are tons of them that you can use to do your outdoor winter seed sowing or fall, because it's still fall. This is a Miracle Grow bag, potting soil, and you can use, this is a 25 dry quart that I'm sitting inside of a 34 quart plastic tote. I'm sitting it in the top. This is the top to this plastic tote right here. This is 34 quart. Now, I know that this is gonna fit because I tried it in the store and I can close it. So I know that's gonna fit. Now, does it necessarily have to be tight? I mean, fit tight? No. You'll want it down when the weather's down real low, the temps are low. And if it gets up in your area for some reason during the fall, late fall, early winter, if your temperature goes up into like the 70s and 80s, then you can just put something underneath it and prop it up. It can be something simple like this little clamp right here. And just prop it open so that the air can come in here and keep it from cooking. But I don't think we're going to have that problem unless, once again, like I said, you live in an area where it gets very hot, but at night it gets cold. At night you want to close it down. Daytime you want to lift it up if it gets super hot, because you don't want to cook your seeds. You don't want to cook your seedlings once they come up. So right now I've taken some of the soil out. You want to fluff your soil up so that your seeds won't have problems germinating. The seedlings won't have problems pushing through. The roots won't have problems pushing through. Now, I did open this bag a little bit too much, but I took a utility knife and I made a square. My square is a little bit too wide. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm using these little clamps on the end to tighten it up, because you don't want your soil going all over the place when you're trying to fluff it up. So I did take some soil out so that I could fluff it up, and I have it sitting over here. If you need to do that, you can just get an empty container, a wheelbarrow, just a bucket or whatever, and put your soil in. Now I'm going to take some of my soil and put it back in here in just a minute. So let's get started. I'm going to do a little misting, because one thing I do like to preach: if you put your seeds inside of your dry soil, they do have a tendency to drop through, which causes them to germinate a little longer, slower. So I'm wetting this down. Now that we've done that, wet it down and see how you can shape it even better. What we're going to do, I'm going to put 3 things in here today. Last year when I did this, I had so many plants. I was like, man, y'all saw the plants I had, those of you who were following along with me last year. This year I'm trying not to have that problem. So, but I do want to give demonstrations to all of my viewers. This is the time of year you can do this. You say, well, Miss Gail, it's not January yet. It don't have to be January. You can still take what I'm about to show you and do this outdoors. So breakfast, radish French breakfast. I'm just gonna sprinkle it. No rhyme or reason. And I'm doing the things that I like to eat, things I don't like to eat, but other people like to eat. So I'm just putting this down. This is going to come up in 23 days. So by the, I don't know what today is. Before Christmas, it'll be up. So that's the French breakfast. And it tells you on the back, I'll keep doing this till you get it. depth is 1/2 of an inch, 1/2 of an inch. So that's about between your line and the tip of your finger, 1/2 of an inch of soil on top. So this has a different need than what I'm about to sow here, which are some beets. I can't get enough beets. We love beets. We realized we love beets since when I started sowing beets and growing my own beets. Both of us realized we really like beets, so they're healthy for you. So this requires 1 inch of soil on top. So I'm going to sow them here, and I'm going to have a little thing where I don't want that to mess up over here. Try to get it to be a little bit more even. Okay, so the beets are special on their own. Trying to build a little hill up. This is your little garden right here. This right here is your garden. Like I told you, indoors, this is your little garden. So, and we can come back and thin out once they come up. Here, I'm going to do the turnips. Purple top, white globe turnips. Meaning you get the tops and you also get the globe with it, the bottom, the root. So, this requires 1/2 of an inch depth, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. You really don't have to put any soil on these because once I water it in, they will take care of themselves because the seeds are so small. See how tiny these seeds are? So they're gonna go over here, and I'm just gonna throw them on here like this. You really can't see them because of they're the same color as the soil. Okay, and I have seeds that's dated 11/20, so I am basically in a bit need of trying to use my seeds up before they are non-viable. I don't keep them in the refrigerator or freezer, so they say if you put them there, they'll last a little longer. So okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this soil from over here. I'm going to start with the beets because I know they need more soil on top of them. I'm just kind of sprinkling it, throwing away some of these big chunks of wood. And I'm just going to do this. Pat it down. This is the beets. Here we have the radishes. Requires less soil on top of that than the radish, than the beets. You know, about 1/2 an inch it says. Throw away some of these wood pieces, my goodness. By 1/2 an inch. So this soil that you buy, it has so many fillers in it. By 1/2 an inch on that. And just pat it in. You want to have that contact. Now over here, I'm just going to sprinkle just a very thin layer on top of the turnips. They don't need much. And that's it. You pat it in. Now, I'm going to mist that in. And I'm misting it because if you have a forceful water, if you have a great water force, it'll misplace or displace the seeds. You don't want to do that. You don't want to push them and make them go all over the place. You want them to stay in place. So I'm watering this in very good. There goes that little white moth. Did y'all see that little joker? She looking to go. I uncovered my collards. I better go cover them up. She's looking to go and lay her little eggs. The little varmint. Okay. And that's it. Well, how you gonna know what you put down? Well, I have my video, first of all. That's why I like the video. But I know I did the radishes first. So I'm taking my gloves off. And doing a little wipe job. And I like using these knives because they sit better, but you can use the plastic knives. As always, you guys know I'm out here in the boonies. I'm always hearing stuff. So we have the radishes over here. Just in case you don't have a video, I'm hearing stuff. Radishes right there. And the beets are in the center. Starting about there. Then we have the turnips. So, the good thing about doing this outdoors, you don't have to worry about grow lights. This is your own personal little garden. And this is going to carry you until the spring, even probably before then or beyond that. What you can do is, as they germinate and grow up, you can take them, if the weather permits, and place them into a larger container and let them grow. Now, depending on what it is, the radishes I know would not take a hard freeze. So I know they'll probably be the first to go between the radishes and the beets. The turnips, they're pretty cold-hearted, so I don't have to worry about them. But these I do expect to come up. Let's see, the radishes, got the thing with 55 days to harvest. 55 days to harvest. So we're still kind of good. That's less than a month. I'm sorry, that was the turnips. The turnips, 55 days to harvest. So think about your grow zone. Even if it's cold, you can still do this. And within 55 days, what this is going to do is lock in the heat. It's going to lock in the heat. Let me show you why I say that. You put this on top. In the daytime, it's going to get heated up. And also, you don't have to worry about watering, because unless it really gets to be really to the point where y'all, I mean, the condensation is going to water it. But the top is on here. It's going to protect it from the cold. And I'm going to have to make an adjustment on my bag. And this is real life, so I just need this to come this way. Just a little bit. There you go. Not necessarily, but you know, sometimes we like for things to be perfect. Okay, put the top on. Like that. It doesn't have to clamp down. And condensation is going to build up in here, like the condensation builds up on the inside with the Jiffy starter kit that I've been videotaping about. The condensation is going to build up in here. It's going to water this, and you can see through it. You can come out here, you can check on it. If it gets cold, like if you're in an area that's like in the teens or in zero, not zero, but single digits and whatever, you can just take I'm sorry, I'm still hearing stuff, roll cover or a tarp and put it over at night, and then in the daytime it's going, you know, your temperature is going to rise, just take it off. You know, there's so many ways you can do it. And if you're in the warmer climates, warms up in the daytime to like 75, 80, and your ceilings have come up, they'll be okay. But if you get into 85, 90, just come in that, just a little lift right there, just a little lift. That's all. Put it back down, and you a done deal. Okay, I hope this helps for those of you who want to try to do fall/winter sowing. There is a way that you can still grow some things without being in the house. I've shown you what I'm doing in the house, and the ones in the house, once they come up and get up some size, I can bring them out here and start up another one over here and just transplant them into there, and they will be fine. They will be fine. Because we're having this fluctuating weather, I will put, the first day out, I will put like a towel or something over it because the sun is pretty bright, and then gradually take it away. But I can start outdoors once they get up to some size. So there's so many ways to do it. You can still garden. You don't have to wait until the spring to start. You don't have to wait until the summer. Right now we're talking about fall and winter. So it's just more than one way to do things. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me, and I want you to have a blessed weekend, and I'll see you in the garden. Thank you.